Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine and concentrating more on your studies. Dear students, many times I advised you that this time is very precious for all of you for preparing for competitive examination as well as your board preparations. So please do take care of that. And today I'm going to discuss parametric functions. In the last video I have discussed the meaning of parametric functions and I took one of the example to explain you that how to solve the differentiability of parametric functions. In this video, I am going to discuss with you one more example that will clear your doubts. So dear students, if you have not watched my previous video related to parametric functions, I'm going to share the link in the description box. First of all, you watch that video, then only your fundamental will be clear and then you are able to understand this question. So let's start. In this video I took an example, that is x equals to under root a power sine inverse t and y equals to under root a power cos inverse t. Show that dy upon dx equals to minus y upon x. This is what you have to show. Now how to solve such questions? First of all, you can see that x is expressed in a variable, that is t, and y is expressed in a variable t. Okay, so this t is nothing but a parameter and x and y both are the parametric functions. Okay, now how to solve it? As we want to calculate dy upon dx, so the method is, first of all you differentiate this with respect to t, differentiate this with respect to t and then divide to get dy upon dx. But how? Let's see it. So now you can see that x is given this. So if x is given this, it means that it is a sine a power, it is written like this, a power sine inverse t. Okay, and root, in place of root we can write it in this way. Okay, as you know the rule of the power, that if there is a to power m power n, then we can write it a to power mn. It means power multiplied. Okay, so we are going to use that power rule. So what will happen? A power sine inverse t, and that half will be multiplied, so half will come here. So this is what I wrote here, you can see it here. Okay, so this is why I can write this, just I am using the power rule. Okay, what is that power rule? A to power m power n equals to a to power mn. Just remember this. And now what do we want? We want to differentiate this with respect to t. So this will appear like d upon dt x and d over dt a power half sine inverse t. So I think this much is clear to you. So now you see what to do next. Now this is the same step that I wrote last. Now you see dx upon dt, that is same, dx upon dt. Now how to differentiate it? So in 11th standard you have studied d over dt a to power t. How will you solve? So that is a to power t log a. This is what the formula that everyone knows. So we are going to use the same formula, but you can see that here in place of t, what is written? Half of sine inverse t. So whenever we are imagining a standard function but the function is not standard, then in that case we use the chain rule. So what we are imagining? We are imagining this to be equivalent to t. So we have to redifferentiate this, half sine inverse t. So let's see how. See, first of all we have used the formula, that is a power t. So in place of t this is written, so a power half sine inverse t log a, and now differentiate this half sine inverse t. So half we can taken out and d over dt of sine inverse t. Clear? Very clear step. Now what is sine inverse t? Differentiation of sine inverse t, that you know very well, that is under root 1 minus t square. Okay, 1 upon under root 1 minus t square. So this is what I wrote here. Okay, so this is the calculation of dx upon dt. Similarly we are going to solve y. Okay, So let's see. For y, again we are going to start with the same way, d over. First of all, just replace this root by the power half and take the power like this, half into cos inverse t with the help of the power rule. Now differentiate, start the differentiation, a power t, that is a power t log a. First of all you write this, and as in place of t, what is written here? 1 upon 2 cos inverse t. So we are going to redifferentiate it. And what is the formula for cos inverse t? That is minus 1 upon under root 1 minus t square. So we are going to use that formula, and let's see what will happen. So you can see now that this is what you are going to get. Minus sign will appear because in cos inverse t minus sign is there. Okay. Now we got dx upon dt also, and we got dy over dt also. So we got both the expressions. Now we want to calculate what? We want to calculate dy upon dx. Dy upon dx is nothing but dy upon dt over dx upon dt. So first of all you write this, and now you put the value of dy upon dt, and then you put the value of dx upon dt. So dy upon dt you can see here that I wrote, and upon dx upon dt that we have already calculated, equation number 1. So I wrote this. Okay. Now you see what will happen. See, half and half will be cancelled. A power half cos inverse t, sorry, just leave it, log a and log a will be cancelled, and 1 upon root under root 1 minus t square will also be cancelled with this. So what will be left? Only this a power half cos inverse t and a power half sin inverse t. Only these two things will be left. So how to proceed further? It means dy upon dx, what is left with us? A power half cos inverse t upon a power half sin inverse t. This is what we got. So we can also write it under root a power cos inverse t and upon under root a power sin inverse t. And what is this? In the question, in the beginning, what was that? This is y and this is x with a negative sign. Okay, with a negative sign, because negative sign is here. So negative sign you have to put here also, here also. So negative y upon x. So this is what you have got, and the question was just show that the dy upon dx equals to minus y upon x. So question is again very easy. Many questions are there in your book related to this question. If you are going to open any of the side book, you will get maximum number of questions related to such kind of questions, and these type of questions are very, very important for you. You have to do only one thing. Maths is a subject of practice. So practice more and more. Then only you can have the command on the subject. If you just want to finish it in an ordinary way, then you can simply just do few of the question and you will get marks. But if you want to get command, if you want to have command on the subject, then you just practice more and more. Do maximum number of questions. If you have any query, then you can ask, do variety number of questions. That will help other students also, and you also. Okay, so just do that, and again thank you so much.